Hello, today I am talking to you about these Collins Revision Guides as part of their Revision That Sticks campaign. We have here some Key Stage 2 revision guides for 10 to 11 year olds. So we're talking really year 6, possibly year 5 as well, they'd be useful in. At the moment, Boo, who is here, hello, you're going to wave? Boo is in year 3 at the moment, halfway through year 3, she's 8. So she's going to have a little look through these as well and give us some of her thoughts. And these are going to be really handy for us to use in a couple of years' time as well. They do have a range of different guides. They have Key Stage 1 guides, Key Stage 2, GCSE guides. So it's well worth popping over. I'll pop the link down below and you can take a look at the website if you want to look at some of the other guides that they have available. These are the ones that I just wanted to show you through. So the ones that we've been sent, we've got 3 English books, grammar, punctuation and spelling, reading and English there. And then we've also got a maths book around arithmetic. So we've had a little look through, haven't we, Boo? So let me just show you some of, so you get a feel for what they're like. And then we can give you some of our thoughts. So hang on, I'm just going to move the camera. I'm moving. So on each page here around the grammar section, there'll be things around, prepositions. You've got subject and object and subject-verb agreement, verb tenses, full stops, capital letters, exclamation, question marks. So all the types of things that you'd expect to see. And there's questions throughout as well. And as you can see, if I just show you this page, for example, there's like multiple choice questions and also ones where you need to be writing a sentence or two. Then there's ones where you're having to underline, or this one here, insert the missing punctuation mark. So the first thing that really struck me when I was looking through each of these books was the variety that you're completing each one. It's different types of tasks throughout, which will not only be the similar case in the SAT, but also whilst working through these as practices, it keeps it quite interesting because you've not just got pages and pages of the same thing. It breaks it all up for you. So that's the type of thing you've got in the grammar one. The reading section in the centre, this was the one, wasn't it, where in the centre there was the pull-out stories that we looked at. So let me try and get to that. So as you can see in the centre, there's a reading booklet that you'll pull out, and it's got different pieces of writing. So we have like the Secret Garden in there, then there's around fiction, and there's non-fiction around the Olympic Games. So different selections of reading, and then there'll be sections around like finding information in fiction. Let me just show you. Inference in non-fiction. There'll be progress tests in there. Inference in poetry. With these ones, I noticed there's quite a lot more like wordy answers in them. So use evidence from the text to support your answer in these, as well as like the multiple choice options as well, and things like, you know, sort of circling the one that completes the answer in the sentence. So that's quite nice, and because you've pulled the booklet out, it does flick around from different one, so it's not like you do a whole section on the Secret Garden, for example. It moves from different piece to different piece. That's the reading one. This English one that we looked at was quite a lot of variety, and it wasn't there. Yeah. So like one-off spellings, homophones, retrieving information, formal and informal writing, synonyms, adding prefixes and suffixes to root words, starter tests in there. And again, as you can see as I flick through that, plenty of variety, so you're not sort of sitting there working through all the same stuff. It's all keeping it afresh. Prose genres there, poetry, little snippets to read, and then words to underline, to circle, that sort of thing. And then the arithmetic, it is, you know, we are talking mental arithmetic, so this is stuff to be done without calculators, and you've got a range from multiplying fractions. The answers are all in there as well, parents, so if you're not too sure what's happening, and the answers are all in there, so you're fine, you can help. Adding and subtraction, fractions, dividing whole numbers, long multiplication, subtracting whole numbers. And it's sort of, this one I noticed kind of moves up, if you will, because it starts around adding whole numbers, multiplying whole numbers, subtracting whole numbers, all the way through to perhaps the more challenging stuff around adding and subtracting fractions, and there's decimals I noticed were in here. Yeah, multiplying decimals and things at the back as well, dividing decimals, square and cube numbers. So with Boo being in year 3 at the moment, what we found when we were looking at some of these is that you'd be quite comfortable, like at the start of this book already, wouldn't you, with adding whole numbers, because that's something you're already doing. And then it's kind of moving on and stuff that you're still set to learn, isn't it? So what were your thoughts on the books, sweetheart? Bearing in mind that you are still a few years off doing them, and that's something really we wanted to stress, wasn't it? Because we looked at them and Boo was like, oh, let me have a go at them. The only thing with that, I think, is doing it now at her age, is she might then sort of hit a wall with stuff that she hasn't yet been taught, and then have a bit of a, oh, I don't know that. So I think for us, we're going to hang on to them, aren't we, for a couple of years, and do them when you feel more comfortable. What were your thoughts when you were looking through them, darling?
Well, you can say they're very interesting.
Yeah.
And they're also lots of fun to do.
Yeah.
And it's not just telling you about it, you can actually do lots and lots of activities to let you learn it.
Yeah, so it's quite interactive as well.
Yeah.
So you're quite looking forward to doing them, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think they're going to be really useful. I think they're there for us at home to just bed in some of the learning that you're doing at school, and you can teach me some of the stuff you're doing as well, can't you?
Yeah.
Which you always like to teach mum things that you're doing at school. And it just means then that you can just work through them at your own pace at home. And you'll feel more comfortable then when you're doing it at school, won't you, when the time comes, which is still a few years off. But like I say, when we were looking through this, you could answer some of these, couldn't you? Certainly some of the earlier maths ones, and then quite a few of the reading comprehension you were comfortable with, and the grammar. So you can see the progress that they're making, throughout the book, really, because a lot of this stuff you've already started to cover at school, and then there's other stuff and you're like, oh, what's that? And had a little chat and talked about what it was, but it was stuff that you've still got to learn, won't it? Yeah. Okay, so that is our thoughts on these. So it's the Collins Revision Guides. As I say, Revision That Sticks is their campaign. Do look out for the hashtag on that if you want to find out more as well. I'm sure that'll be over social media, all over the place at the moment, so you'll be able to find out a little bit more, and I will pop the link below for you. But yeah, they look great. We'll look forward to doing those, won't we, in a couple of years? Yes. Yay! Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.